Previously on Dishonored.
So it's the heart of a 100%er. Hold it and you will find collectibles. Look out from the giant space mech thing. Early life and criminals, Slackjaw. Gimme. Alright, let's read about Slackjaw before I go to the next place. Ooh, money. How long is this one? Oh my god, this one's longer than the other ones. Alright. Once upon a time, there was a man named Slackjaw. Slackjaw was a slack-jawed man. You want the chinwag or on Slackjaw? Oh, so this really is once upon a time there was Slackjaw. What he was like when he was young, before he got his name? Oh, he's got a cool head now, but it weren't always like that in the days before he was the boss of the Bottle Street Gang. Time was young Slackjaw wasn't such a reasonable man. Like most of us, he grew up on the streets, running with a pack of ragamuffins, and avoiding the law, pinching whatever he needed. Dark-haired and dark-eyed, smoking a pipe at the age of 10. For they're born in the brothels and coming from the orphanages. It was either gangs or working with the mud and locks, and no one wants that. So some got pressed to the Navy or put down in the mines run by the Pendleton and Boyle families. As hard as it was in the streets, as hungry as we all got, at least, was for free. By the time we weren't little ones anymore, Slackjaw was the one to watch, usually calling the shots when we took down the farmers' cart and sidewalk street vendors. He came up with the plan, give everyone some parts to play, and decide on the split. Most of us just went along because we learned fast that we made out better like that. More food, more coin. Plus, none of us wanted to deal with Slackjaw when he was in a rage. He worked for a couple of big jobs with Black Sally across town, and that was enough to get the attention of the other bosses. He wasn't just a street kid anymore. Now he was an up-and-comer, which meant trouble. Another guy who fancied himself as such was Mike the Fish, who was working his way up running the protecting racket among the factory women. One fine evening, we were all talking about a show in the theater house. Mike the Fish and his lot are there in the cheap seats too, just down the aisle from us. Mike gets a wild idea. He wasn't big on planning, and just throws a heavy ceramic spittoon at Slackjaw, hits him square in the face and breaks his jaw. We look and see if there's gonna be a blood brawl, but Slackjaw just points at the door, and we all leave, with Mike laughing at our backs. Waking up the next day without telling us why, Slackjaw mentions for us to follow. He still can't say a word, so we just come along. We stop at the docks and Slackjaw pays coin for it, a heavy chained cover and hooks. It's for fishing in the deep, something you'd attach to a long line off the ship. It's about 4 feet, made of thick links, and there are shark hooks coming off at different angles. Slackjaw's got a thing wrapped at his feet. Slackjaw's got that thing wrapped around his left arm, dangling at his side. Not sure if he knew where Mike the Fish was staying. Or not sure how he knew where Mike the Fish was staying. But when we reached his girl's house, Slackjaw throws a bottle through the window, just like that. It's almost noon. There's a bunch of screaming inside, and Mike pokes his head out, looking wide-eyed and baffled when he sees Slackjaw in the street. A look comes around the face that still gives me the willies. Pure murder. Mike comes out the door, bellowing and like a bladder, holding a cleaver, heading straight for Slackjaw. When they get together, Slackjaw spins, and the shark hook bites into Jeep's arms and shoulders. He screams, but Slackjaw holds onto the train. He's standing there with his jaw broken, clenched tight, with the chain wrapped around his left arm, hooks sunk into Mike the Fish, just knifing him as fast as he can. Mike couldn't fight very well, hooked like that and using his left hand, but he was a big guy and it took a lot of stabbing before he went to his knees. Everyone was cheering at first, but then we all went quiet. It just kept going and going until it was finally Mike the Fish blubbering, crying like a baby, and the sound of Slackjaw's knife. When it was over, and here's the brilliant part, Slackjaw took out a note and stuck it to Mike's face with a nail. It just said, "If you want a job, come to Bottle Street." Slackjaw didn't talk right for a couple months, but word spreads fast. By the end of the year, once we had a sizable gang going, he sent out a letter to the other bosses, telling them that he was running a brand new crew over in Bottle Street. Most of them laughed and beat up the guys who delivered the letters. Green-Eyed Trish never came back missing a thumb. But apparently Slackjaw was expecting that kind of reaction and had a backup plan. A week later, 4 of the bosses were dead. Seemed like a series of unfortunate events, but everyone knew the better. One shot dead by the watch while standing in the middle of in the meat market. Another slipping and falling in the water, out cold. One of the older bosses found in bed with a belly opened wide and a Tivian pear stuffed in his mouth. Still not sure what that meant, and Sheila Bransworth was found bubbling in a cauldron of hot wax. Slackjaw sent out another set of letters, offers to the underbosses, telling them they'd be treated fair as peers, and he even sent Green-Eyed Trish with one of the letters. All of the underbosses accepted. After spilling the guts of his competition, Slackjaw went for stabilizing his business real neat, like calling in favors, smoothing things over, giving everyone a bit of coin as drink as a bonus, showing what he could be. I'm just gonna pretend I didn't read that one. After spilling the guts of his main competition, Slackjaw went for stabilizing his business, real neat like, calling in favors, smoothing things over, getting everyone a little bit of coin or drink as a bonus, showing what he could be like as boss. So everything got quiet, which always makes the boys of the City Watch nervous, of course. Word went out that the Royal Spymaster Snitches, a responsible citizens group they called themselves, telling everyone working in the shop or sweeping off the front steps of their homes to keeping watchful eyes for Slackjaw and his men, trying to suss out what they were up to and what had just happened. But Slackjaw ain't stupid. He greased a few palms among the shopkeepers and the watch too, telling them that he was in town and things would be more. Telling them that he was in town to stay and that things would be run properly from now on, without so much blood. He was finally a real boss, ready to settle into the business of moving whiskey, running the hound fights, and offering up the ladies and gentlemen of the night, if you get my meaning. Then the plague came. At first it seemed like a good thing. A few people got sick and everyone wanted to buy those potions from Sarkoff of Piero. Health elixir or spiritual remedy they call them. Slackjaw told me he saw an opportunity. He already had an old whiskey factory with a still where we could water the stuff down and sell it discounted. Doing the same with this Salcal's elixir was a smart plan. Pretty soon, everybody in the slums was sick and business was good. But after a while, there were so many people down with the plague that everyone got scared. Everyone started acting real nasty and everything fell apart. When people can't work, they don't have the coin for elixir, watered down or pure. When the Empress died, it seemed like Dunwall would slide into the void. Spymaster Burroughs took over and the watch started using all that Sakharov technology. Watchtowers, tall boys, and them arc pylons. They put up a wall of light across Covering Boulevard and cracked down hard. The Slackjaw surprised us again. Instead of leaving town on a boot bound by Marley or one of the other isles, he stayed and kept it all together. He got as much elixir to fight off the plague as the City Watch, with their taxes and rations. And that's what's kept us alive so far. Crowley. Bottle Street Gang. At first I got $500 for reading that, but I realized it's probably the thing I just picked up. More things, more things. Mystical whale artifact. The Journal of Granny Rags. So this is a grandma reading this, so I have to be old. Alright, let's do it. I'm kind of enjoying this. Of course, I'll tell you, dearie. I won't keep any secrets from you in the end. All the dreary days of my life like the windows of a house. From the kitchen, I can set out into the garden where the leaves and stalks are brown and bug-eaten. You can see a little lump of dirt where something was wrapped in a blanket and laid to rest along the rows of twisting vines. The front looks out into the street, where the neighbors are all setting fire to their homes, barricading themselves inside, warm and snug, dearie. Don't forget about the bedroom, either. It sees into a dreary alley, where the hooligans are playing the game with an old man, the first of two hitting with sticks, and the girl with them is kicking at his dry old ribs. Oh, to have those bones, to boil them in a pot. No one lives in my house anymore, dearie. No one you'd want to meet. When I lived with my... that was kind of creepy. When I lived with my husband, we were fine, fine people. Vera Mori. Everyone would say your house is as grand as Boyle Manor. Better even. Your dinners are as lavish as your parties are the best. When that young Sokolov came to paint my portrait, I was nearly still in my prime. Radiant, he said, and he was barely a man, so young, painting all the best people across the land. Everyone wanted a portrait by his hands, all of my friends. I was the only one, dearie, wet with his paint, glistening on the canvas for a pretty coin. But it wasn't all parties and paintings. My husband and I weren't always at home. No, we traveled together, he and I, to the far ends of the Isles, beyond even, all the way to the red cliffs of Pandesia, to dig at the rock and crawl through the caves, holding up the candles and squinting at the walls. Many precious things we came upon, and none so precious than the boy with the black eyes, dearie. All those marks and bones carved so deep and polished, so bright. I brought the old bones home, hid them from my dear husband. Then I learned to boil them and carve them myself. They made such good presents, dearie. The little mute boy took them home. He loved them so. All the time he came back with new bones for me, holding them up so I could see his eyes, even though his tongue was still. Granny, his eyes would come to say to me, carve these bones for me, make me another present. And he went so far, all the way to Dunwall Tower, the royal headsman himself now. My little mute boy and his shiny, shiny sword. Better bones were what I needed, you see. Better bones to carve and polish, scrape and gleam. My dear old husband was always tired. I made him soup, and then he was sick. Better bones was all. For my little mute boy, carved in the name of the one with the black eyes, and after my husband was gone, give away his birthday gifts. I didn't want to. So, the husband died and she used his bones and gave. Oh, Granny Rags is creepy. I didn't want to live there anymore. So now I'm old, and I don't have much to give my presents to. It's sifting through the garbage for granny rags and feeding the little birdies that gather at my feet. No one wants to have tea, dearie, especially those rude louts of Bottle Street. Slackjaw and his boys, always meddling with an old woman just trying to make her way. In the end, we'll be together with him, you and me, in the dreary night with stars and below. And always the one with the black eyes, dearie. So Granny, so Slackjaw's running the ball game. Granny is making things for the outsider. And was this the mute boy? Was Dowd the mute boy? Or which one was this one? Roll spy. This was, that's the evil guy giving those accounts. Was Dowd mute? Girl comes up to be. Without Dowd was an agent of the outsider. Was there anything in here that said Dowd wasn't a talker? Oh, I'm pretty sure I mean, it seems like all three of these stories are nice and connected. More importantly, the heart of collectibles tells me to go this way. So much to explore. I like it. Don't care about damage. Heart of collectibles is calling. I will follow you. My love, my collectible heart. My creepy, creepy collectible heart. Thank you. The powers you obtain from the rooms used creatively to defeat your enemies. Anything else? Any more collectibles? Doesn't seem like it. Let us go back and hope there aren't any shark things, because that would be terrifying. No shark rats, please. Good sewers. Ow. Something hurt me. Oh, that was a fish thing, wasn't it? I'd like to swim up, please. Oh, that's unfortunate that there was a fish that hurt me, because now I'm terrified of water forever. Oh well. Didn't I just get like a lot of gold for my room? Can I buy more things from you? Where are you?
Havelock stopped in earlier, but I forgot what he wanted. He's waiting to see you, I believe.
Okay.
What can I do for you?
Let's talk about upgrades. Oh wow, I got a lot more coins. Alright, so let's... I'll see the magnify your view. Let's do bulk capacity. Seems good. And let's max out on sleep bolts. Oh, I can just get a rune. That seems collectible-y. Let's do 8. And let's... Radius, increase radius for something I don't know. I don't necessarily see the purpose in that just yet. I like crossbow range, accuracy, and optics. Ooh, or bone charm capacity. I'd be able to That seems more fun. Alright, I have 2 runes. Bending time seems cool. Build up adrenaline, then trigger brutal. No, don't care about fatalities. Kind of care about health. Also kind of care about... Slowing time seems cool. Let's hold off until we get better things. Alright, so, okay. Oh my god. Alright, so I can do 8. Swim speed increased. Enemies miss more often with arrows and bolts. Drop assassinations give you a bit of health. Moderate keyhole, that seems important. Breaking glass sound is moderately reduced. Sounds good for sneaking. Can breathe longer underwater. Sounds good. Damage reduced. Win sword versus sword contest more. Shot whiskey bottles explored with greater intensity. Powers slightly. Ooh, that seems good. White rats can be consumed for mana. That seems gross. White rats won't attack you. That seems great. Let's not be blasted, and I guess we'll swim faster. Sweet. Powers will hold off on. And let us go talk to the people who will progress the story. Jump.
If you like, but he won't use it. Why?
I feel like this whole episode is just gonna be reading books.
Says he was in the Navy too long.
Well, let's get down to it.
Okay.
First off, I know that assassination is dark business. But
You look like a
sometimes
specific
good men have to
Disney
do bad
character.
things to make the world right. Our purpose is clear. We want to restore Her Majesty's line by finding and putting Emily Kaldwin on the throne. To those ends, we'll hide, act in shadow, take them apart, piece by piece. Tonight, High Overseer Campbell dies by your hand.
Oh.
It won't be easy. He's protected by his overseers, an army of religious zealots. But if anyone can do it, you can.
Yeah, I'm sure
Your
he can do
exploits
it.
are legendary.
I
Campbell
just
carries a
escaped
private
jail.
journal. Once you've eliminated him, get the journal, because we think it contains Emily's location. Recovering her is obviously critical, assuming she's alive. That's the gist of it. Remember our cause and strike true. We're counting on you. Another thing.
You got it.
Campbell is holding a former overseer by the name of Martin. He's one of us, and if you manage to find him, give him whatever help you can. He's a master strategist, and he got caught working for our cause. It'd be good to have him back here at the How Pits.
Save Martin. Cool. I don't know why you guys think so highly of me. I mean, so far all I've done is come back from somewhere with a letter that the Empress didn't even care about, and then got captured, and then only escaped because you guys helped me. I've done nothing. Oh.
Corvo.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Callista.
Nice
I
to
work
meet you.
here for Admiral Havelock.
Okay.
I'm sorry to intrude on your business, but this is important.
Okay.
I suspect you're going to kill the High Overseer.
That's what
That
I was
wretched
told
man.
to do.
There's really no
okay.
reason for you to listen to me. But my uncle, Jeff Kernow, still serves as captain in the City Watch.
This guy who was on the boat
But he's a
with
good
me.
man, and my only family. The chatter in servant circles is that Campbell just took delivery of an exotic poison. And I think I know why.
Okay.
My uncle's not corruptible like the rest of them. Campbell is going to poison my uncle.
Oh.
Do you think you could protect him?
Sure.
You used to do that, right?
No.
Before you had your current profession. Before you became an assassin.
That... I technically, Technically, I'm not an assassin yet. I have not killed anyone, I was just given a mask. So for you to say that so negatively is kind of offensive. Because I have not done anything to qualify myself as an assassin. I was literally just brought to this island by some random people, and now I am labeled. I feel used. Sam, Batman,
Ready to go?
take me away.
Just give the signal.
You even sounded like... what's the signal? I don't know which one of these is signal. Alright, let's go. So why am I wearing the mask of an assassin if I'm proving to the world I'm an assassin? That seems wrong.